This is documentation of access, and the people of the state who are being documented will be prosecuted for the threat that they pose while the entity engages in threatening my life while I'm documenting their criminal activity. This is audible activity, the entity stalking in a helicopter while the light source is directly over me. This is also Title 18 criminal activity, and this is the state's ongoing documented pattern of conduct, the criminal activity, the impunity with which the demon-possessed terrorist organization that Dominic Choi is leader over, while their criminal conduct is being exposed in concert with the people, including the county, LA County, Access, who's a documented group stalker, a terrorist, coming onto the grounds to engage in that criminal system with impunity. As you document the entity communicates a threat to your life and safety. And that's occurring in a specific environment where only demons are in relevant position. Group stalking at 2:17 p.m., where I'm documenting the maintenance of the light source at the same location, which is what I showed you this morning at 8:30 in the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning, 11, 12, 1, 2, 7, it's 2:18 in the afternoon. And the light source is still not only over the property of Alvarado Gardens, speaking to the exclusion of every other place in the state, on the street. It's over my head at the same exact address, which is what the condition of those that are in the business of providing public transportation to third-party group stalkers, engaging in the pattern of conduct of group stalkers, and engaging in the threat while you document group stalkers. That's what's being exposed while the entity sounds helicopter activity. Engaging in the pattern of stalking with the means of slamming a machine inside of the laundry room in the specific environment, which is why the whole property at Alvarado Gardens is going to federal prison. And those are the third parties who are getting in and out of Access vehicles, by the way. That's exactly what Access is. That's exactly what Access supports, facilitates, and was documented engaging in. And I want to be clear, this is Access, the board of directors, that are threatening my life while they're engaging in the system's terrorism and threatening your life while terrorists are being exposed. This is not occurring in a third world country. It's occurring in the United States. And I'm going to drain the pockets of Access while they are simultaneously engaging and facilitating terrorism and then threatening your life with demons who are stalking in helicopters because you're telling about their criminal conduct. Let me be clear, the entity is group stalking, and the license plate of that Access vehicle, that vehicle number, and the specific environment, and the acts of criminal summoning, which is also a threat to your life, while they are monitoring with the state that is surrounding in relevant position, engaged in the demonic and criminal misuse of emergency vehicles to engage in the criminal elements of monitoring, speaking to the condition of that Access employee, and the people of the state who are group stalking, such as fancy roof gutters, who have been at the specific environment, Alvarado Gardens, group stalking, engaging in demonic behavior all day long, and they're acting in concert, not because they're separate or distinct from that condition and that criminal system, because they're fully engaged in it. And the entity is also engaging in the pattern of threatening my life, flying over the office in the specific environment while it knows exactly what I'm documenting on a communication device, or Title 18 criminal conduct remains underway. So let me show you the light source. It's 2:20 p.m. That's over my head because I'm going to prosecute the people of the state. That includes companies such as Access in the specific environment where the entity is threatening your life as you are exposing engagement in the elements of monitoring, and a demon is group stalking in the laundry room, slamming machines pursuant to real-time knowledge of what I'm documenting. There's no sun that's going to be present over me at 8 o'clock in the morning and still present at the same address at 2:20 in the afternoon. Those are demons operating under a vehicle with the brand Access. That's the only difference, and there is no difference with regard to the criminal conduct. There's also no difference with regard to the pattern that demons engage in. Demons that are affiliated with law enforcement agencies, which Dominic Choi and all the rest of them are going to be removed from. That's why they're flying over the apartment buildings, targeting the sound of helicopter activity, which is not only terrorism on its face and evidence of stalking, as you are heavily documented engaging in that conduct. They're doing it in a demonic environment pursuant to a demonic code of conduct. They're group stalking, and they were group stalking with Access. And while you document Access on a communication device, the demons that are group stalking you will communicate an additional threat. That is the ongoing elements of monitoring, and that's the malice with which Access. And let me make sure, since I'm now on video, let's go ahead and get their names, because all of these board of directors are not ignorant, nor can you reasonably contend that you remain ignorant while you are acting in conformity to a pattern of conduct, while you are in a position of ownership, exercising any leadership in where such companies who are acting in conformity to what the population does. Access is fully aware of the pattern of conduct that it is acting in conformity to. The names who need need to be held accountable, those who need to be exposed for what they are, what they're facilitating, what they support. I've also documented access, not only engaging in the pattern of conduct, but while they were being documented, they come and engage in more of that conduct. And in other words, the entity is monitoring documentation about itself and will repeat. This is the demonic behavioral pattern, the personality defect, the decision-making skills of terrorists who are demon-possessed will come and engage in more of that sexual violence, more of that terrorism conduct, which Access is fully engaged in and documented as engaging in. That's why they arrived today engaging in the P.O.C. Doing so in concert with a third party who's wearing a hat and bent over on a cane is no less threatening, no less terrorizing, and no less criminal in concert with that government. And Access will be civilly and criminally prosecuted for the life-threatening conduct that they're engaging in and facilitating with the state, who was stalking in helicopters with the specific criminal purpose to terrorize me while I'm enforcing my rights under state and federal law. The federal government will enforce my rights, though. I'm going to prosecute them. It is currently 2:22 p.m. That's an excellent time, by the way. And the entity is engaging in the pattern of conduct, threatening my life while I'm documenting another actor that's engaged in the P.O.C. This is what the entity is doing at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, while that which is not the sun is over the same property, while I'm at building 1806, and it's in its zenith over the top of my head, just like it is right now at 2 o'clock, 2 hours later, in its zenith over the top of my head at the same exact address where I'm documenting the people of the state. I'm documenting a commercial actor, and the entity is engaging in the pattern, showing up in helicopter audibly and or visibly, if not both, communicating a threat while it knows that you are documenting it. Fancy rain gutters can kiss their freedom, their citizenship, and their business goodbye. It is currently 2:23 p.m. This is P.O.C.